Alright, I have the stream up and the game, the title, the name of the stream is going to be KI Coming to Episode 4 with Storm, Teaching the Basics. Yeah, go to the party and you'll see a little square you check in.
Alright, should be live.
Alright. Yep, you are.
Okay, good to go on this giant TV that has a ton of input lag or display lag.
Well, I mean, we're just teaching, so it's not like we're like doing too
Yeah, it
much.
should be fine.
So it's gonna be difficult, but we're gonna try our best to just like not really fight each other as much as we show things, and then after we get through explaining everything, we'll try some games. Okay? That cool with you?
That works.
I got the list of
So,
things. that need to
just
be
invite
explained.
me whenever and
Okay.
we'll go.
Do you see the stream? Can you? You should probably get the you should probably get the like a link or a tab open for the Twitch chat, so people could you can ask excuse me, they can ask you questions.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now on my phone.
You see the stream? Can you? You should probably get the you should probably get the like a link or a tab open. All right.
Alright, I've got the chat up now.
Cool. Just tagging some friends. What's up, Brand Sparks? Nightshade. Thanks for the host, Bran, as always. Always hosting me. Gonna go to Facebook. Got the legendary Storm here. Top 8 finalist and ultimate commentator for Killer Instinct. If you guys don't know who he is, you guys
Entirely too kind.
you need to get educated. I'm not too kind. You did make top 8, and you do commentate KI. I mean, yes or no? I mean, and you probably would have made top 8 if you decided to compete in CEO, but you didn't because you wanted to be a commentator, making you the ultimate commentator. So, hold that shit, will ya?
I think I can manage.
Yeah. We just saw an amazing grand finals at Yami's stream. If you guys missed that, I'm sorry. It was actually really hype. Crazy Skate Nate and the Chronicle were in grand finals, and it was really intense to say the least. Chronicle actually defeated Nate and put him in losers to fight against Hologram. Hologram lost to Nate. Then Nate got the run back and 6-0'd Chronicle in grand finals. Pretty much showing that, you know, probably was a fluke that Nate was just nervous, you know?
Yeah, Nate's ridiculous. I wasn't surprised that he won, but the like it wasn't just a 6-0. That was clean.
That was a clean 6-0.
That was
Honestly,
super
I honestly
clean.
believe it could have gone either way, but just Nate overall, I just felt when I was watching him in the other matches prior, I felt like he was nervous because the way he plays or played then, to me, felt a little less optimal. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor
Yeah.
there. We're here to teach some KI right now. So here's the thing, guys. This is a special episode today. Storm and I had this planned out. It's been so long that we wanted to do this, but we have such different and busy schedules that this was like we had to get it done, even though the tournament was going on. We were gonna start sooner, but we didn't want to be dickheads and interrupt a tournament and take away viewers or have as not that many viewers learning. So we just waited for the tournament to be over. So we're gonna make this a little different though, since the time constraint. This is gonna be an educational stream in the sense that we're gonna teach not just like matchups and mind, like the mindset of a high level player. This is gonna be more of a demonstration of the KI basics, right? So we're gonna be teaching a couple things for questions that get asked often, and maybe even help some people who already consider themselves good, and maybe even realize that they have some things to learn too, and with certain decision makings, like for example, certain enders to use in certain situations. But we'll get to that. We're going to be covering a few things like the KV meter, what it does, how to use it at a high level, white life, etc. Breakers, counter break meta, breaker meta, and enders and when they use them and what type of enders to use. Stuff like that will help anybody, no matter how good or new you are to this game. You will definitely benefit from this, I think, personally. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start right now. I'm gonna invite Storm. You ready, Storm?
Yep, ready.
Okay. This isn't gonna be a set per se. This is gonna be us explaining things. So just I want you guys to know that we're gonna explain some things and then we're gonna run some games if we can. But just if you have any questions, or if you have an even better than that, if you have any insight, if you have something like a situation that you might use a certain ender for, like something you could teach us, feel free to tell us. We're all learning here, so if you got some advice for us, that'd be great too. It doesn't matter either way, honestly.
Yeah, and kind of the impetus talking to Devil about this stream was, it's the KI combo gym. We're trying to teach people, how to get better at KI, but coming along with that, there's actually been a fair amount of newish people coming in. So he said he's been getting basically questions about some relatively basic stuff that if you're a longtime KI player, you probably know. But at the same time, it's not just about, oh, let's make intermediate player, high intermediate or high level, but let's also try and help out some of those newer people who are just coming to KI and might not be as familiar with some of the universal systems that kind of dictate and govern the game.
Yep, exactly right. That's exactly right. I kind of feel like, and it probably was an accident, but I feel like I've been focusing more on the up and coming players, and kind of what's the word? Neglecting the newcomers. So I'm going to try and focus on some of the newcomers today, if you guys don't mind. And this actually will help up and coming as well, I feel. So right now, we're going to get started on KV.
Yep.
Go ahead. What was that, Storm?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that, even though it's going to be a basic stream, we're definitely going to talk about some of the higher level thought process that come in, because a lot of the things that newer players make mistakes on is actually really rooted in, very fundamental things. But those fundamental things are things that a lot of high-level players, even in the tournament that we just saw, to be honest, they don't necessarily always capitalize on. And every time you miss one of those little simple things, that represents sometimes fairly significant damage that's lost.
Actually, mentioned earlier, we were watching the Pharaoh Yami stream, and Nate did opener throw into a manual into a shadow recapture instead of a shadow cash out. And that's one example of a situation where an ender or cash out should have been chosen differently. So we're going to try getting into that. But right now we're talking about KV. So what is KV to you, Storm? Do you know what KV is?
So KV is essentially, stands for combo value. You can see that as I'm hitting Devil, it's building up. Once it hits above 100, he will flip out. And essentially what it is it's KI's combo,
Damage scaling.
hit stun deterioration and scaling mechanic.
Yeah.
So one of the things that combo decay and scaling combination. And general rule of thumb that you want to know for the newer players out there is, if you want to get your damage, then end the combo before it gets to that above 100% value.
So here's an example of that. Go ahead and do a combo. See the KB's at 40,
Alright,
52, 68, 80. That's it. He stopped it right at 96, right before the threshold. And he cashed out. So here's a TJ one example. Right at 95, see?
So that's the basic understanding of using the KB meter to injure combos and stuff. So that explains the combo decay essentially. But when we start talking about scaling, the thing that makes KV interesting is, so this combo would be relatively hard to break, technically speaking. It has a lot of lights in it. Lights tend to be harder to react to. But what you see is that combo blew out way faster than that first combo that I did. And that's because in Killer Instinct, the more reactable your combo is, the less combo deterioration there is, the lower the scaling is. The more you tend towards unreactable things, then the combo will be harder to break, but the game will actually force you to end the combo early and you will tend to not get as much damage from it.
Right, so you kind of have to decide when is a good time to mix them up and when is a good time to get the stack on the damage. Also, keep in mind that sometimes like doing like a heavy auto builds the KV slower, and then doing lights, you know, at the end of it, basically what it does is they're expecting more heavies and they get locked out. You can actually commit. If you see if they lock out, so I'm going to go ahead and do a combo real quick. I'm going to do an opener heavy, a heavy linker, and then I'm going to do light autos. Can you lock out on the light autos, please? I'm going to show you what I mean.
Okay.
I'm trying to explain. Heavy linker, light autos. See, now look, he locked out. Now, that L that popped up means he was expecting a heavy or something that was damaging, but I did a very fast, hard to react light that built the KV quickly, but locked him out. So while he locked out, I'm going to do it again, the same combo. He locked out. Now I can commit to doing more damage because he just locked out. And the KV had enough KV to continue the combo. Now, let's do that. Let's swap it around.
Leads into,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, even before we do that, one of the things that I'm really big on is optimization, right? So one of the reasons why you use unreactable things in your combos is to bait that lockout that Devil just showed you. And you saw that, you know, once he just ended the combo normally after that lockout, that was like 20% damage or something like that. But if you're able to confirm the lockout, you're able to see that someone missed something, and then you go immediately into the heavies, the stuff that's really reactable, your shadows, things that normally someone would be able to break, but they can't because they've locked out. You greatly increase your damage potential in this game. That's how you punish people guessing incorrectly.
Correct. Now, here's an opposite. I'm going to do hard to react to. I want to open him up, do a couple lights, and if I want him to lock out on lights, and I'm going to show you, like, I don't know, an example of an ender I would use in a situation like that. Since it was, excuse me, my bad. Let me try that again. See, I'm not going to get, well, actually, let me get your white health back because it's pretty, that was not the point. So let's get your white health back up. The point is I want you to have a little bit of white health. So I'm going to do it again. So now I didn't get a level 4 ender. I got a level 3 ender. So I opted to use the meter ender. Because I gave him I did a very high building KV combo off the bat that was hard to react to. He locked out. So I committed to the lockout, went into heavies, saw that I was running out of time, and didn't get the damage I wanted for the level 4. So I committed to using a level 3 meter ender. You understand? That's one thing I would personally do. So that's KV pretty much. And one thing about KV though, we have to explain that with the white life. So KV, just how I wanted his white life to get built back up, it has to do with KV. So I'm gonna do a couple resets, or you can do a couple resets to me actually and get my white life up. All right, see now my white life is stacking. Now watch when he opens me up. Open me up and look what a. See now he has such little KV, but look at the level of the combo. It's level 4. He just did the most minimal combo. They got extreme damage because he did resets because of the KV was reset because of what we call an American reset, dropping a combo and doing a meaty button, or even like a intentional reset. So like here's one for TJ, a pretty good one. And then
Well, but that's an idea. You see what I'm saying? Like, I got the KV pretty low, but I still had a level 4 Ender. So I'm able to...
And your ender level, as we've been doing combos, you guys see these green squares filling up. And that is your ender level. That determines how much damage the final hit of your combo does. So this is going to be a 1 chance, but it's going to hit 3 times and do a decent amount of damage for that particular style of ender. And the ender level of your combo is it's connected to the KV, but it's slightly different in that ender level is based solely on how much white life the opponent has built up. And going back to the earlier thing that we were saying, things that are more reactable, that are more breakable, heavy auto doubles, heavy linkers, those things will tend to add more white life. See how much white life that added versus just light. That did very little white. So if you want to build up that ender level, you want to get higher damage for your combos, then you're going to want to be doing more reactable things.
Right. So I'm gonna let the timer run out in the meantime, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a combo without any white life in it, do the damage, then I'm gonna build some white life, do a reset, and repeat that same combo that I did prior, and then cash it out. And you see the difference pretty much. It's pretty hard to explain without showing you. But the good thing about our characters, I actually am glad that he plays Hisako. She's extremely reset heavy, so is TJ. Their instincts are pretty much, in my opinion, I don't know if you agree with me or not, they're kind of similar in a sense where they allow combos that aren't normally possible to become possible, and resets that are usually hard or easy to avoid or a little more difficult because of the instinct state we're in. Let's see. So I'm gonna do flying knee, heavy auto double, ender. Okay, not bad. 41%. So now I'm gonna build some white life. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing. Oh, damn, your health. You died too fast. Excuse me. Let me do it again. Sorry, I forgot TJ hits like a truck, guys. See, just the more white health you have, the more damage you'll have essentially. But do you have any combos that you can show them?
So I might be able to show it.
Cause TJ hits a little harder than Hisako, so it's hard for me to do that.
All right, so this is Hisako's damage loop. That combo did 31%. So I'm gonna do 1 reset and then do the same combo.
Oof, that's perfect.
So you go from 31% to 35. The difference is a little bit more slight because I was using a less damaging ender, which probably segues into our next conversation. But if I were to use, say, my damage ender, or if I use my meter at the bottom there to cash out that combo, you probably would have seen I would guess, like an 8 to 10% difference between a combo that had pre-built up white life or not. And 10% damage is not insignificant. A lot of times, that's the difference between can I kill you immediately or do I have to open you up one more time? And at high level, having to open up someone one more time can be really scary.
Yep. It's funny that you mentioned that. I never really thought of it that way. Like that 5-10% difference can change the whole decision making of a whole match in a tournament completely.
Absolutely.
It'll make you want to do less, more damage enders, or maybe meter ender if you did get that 10% early. Because if I didn't get that 10% earlier, I would have probably did the meter, the damage ender. But if I had gotten it, and I would have killed the meter ender instead, you see what I'm saying? So he would have died, and I would have gotten meter. So all these little decisions.
Yeah, and I think this is probably a really good time actually to go into the discussion about enders, because again, like we said, this is going to be a more basic stream. But one of the things about Killer Instinct is there are different types of enders. You always want to injure combos, but how you injure combos can be quite contextual. Depends on what you want at the time. Right. So the ender that Devil just showed right there, what does that do, Devil?
That Shadow Cash Out ender is actually unique to TJ. One thing about TJ, he has 2 unique to himself character, like specific enders. His Shadow Cash Out, everyone has a Shadow Cash Out, but the thing that makes TJ's unique is he can get a recapture off of it. So here's an example.
Let me get some meat if you don't mind blocking. I'll get one more bar. Alright, so can you go behind me? Yeah, there. Alright, so TJ, I'm going to show you all of TJ's enders. I'm going to start with just a 1 chance into an ender. That's his exchange ender, or his most damaging ender without auto barrage. This is battery ender, it builds a meter. See the damage difference? This is uppercut ender, it also gives him a juggle, allowing him to do more. Let me show you an example of that actually. He can do more with it because of the ender. See, he could juggle if he wanted to. And also his last basic ender that's not unique to him. This wall splat ender. You can do to mix-ups in the corner, wall throw, or whatever.
So that's TJ's enders.
Now let me show you his unique enders. This is his character trait, and it's called auto barrage. It's also considered his damage ender outside of the flying knee exchange ender. And you can see I got way more damage for a lot less work. The catch is,
You're probably thinking, wow, that's really cheap. He did 6 hits, maybe 7.
and the dude just lost 40%. But that's the thing, it's so easy to break. It's only 3 animations, and you have 5 chances to break either one of those animations. So I'm gonna do heavy, medium, heavy, light, medium, ender. So heavy, medium, heavy, light, oops, yeah, there. See? So like, it did a little less damage because I didn't do heavies back-to-backs, but you get it. You could basically make this ender very hard to break, or easy to break depending on how the pattern is. It's also easy to break when you start playing the game more. You could kind of see he broke it on reaction, so he knew what button to break there. That's his one of I gotta kill you now. And this is TJ's Shadow Cash Out ender. I'll show it to you actually. And I can actually do 2 enders because of it. TJ's Shadow Cash Out ender uppercuts them and allows me to juggle them and get a recapture back to the ground. And I could put them back on the ground for a wall splat, maybe build some meter, or maybe even do another juggle ender into a flip out, or whatever I want. I'm gonna show another example of that actually, if you don't mind. It's pretty interesting because a lot of characters have a Shadow Uppercut ender, but not many of them could like get something out of it like that. Oh yeah, block. Alright, I'm gonna do it right here, just like that. Perfect. See? I was able to do another combo after I just cashed out the last one. I was able to go into another one right after, which is unique to TJ. Maybe you have anything you want to say?
And I think that probably about covers just about all the different types of enders. About the only one we're missing right now is this type of ender, which is called a hard knockdown. It's good for essentially getting a setup on your next hit. So if I do this combo, TJ will always stay down for the same amount of time, and because of that, I'm able to set up, you know, the next offensive situation that I want.
It's actually good for Hisako.
I think that pretty much, it's super good for Hisako. It's actually super good for any character who has them. But again, this goes back into the conversation about, you know, as a newer player and even as an intermediate trying to be a higher level player, part of the big difference, I think, is knowing, you know, a lot of people, they say, oh, I want the knockdown, you know, so they're going to go for the hard knockdown in that situation. But for, you know, in this combo is going to kill, but if it wasn't going to kill, then what's the better ender? The setup or damage?
The damage, yeah.
And the answer is pretty much always damage. The object of the game is to take 2 life bars from your opponent before he can take 2 life bars from you. If you can kill, don't go for the flowchart, Okizeme, I want my next setup combo. Go for the combo that's going to do insane damage. This situation, sure, I want my Oki. But for this next one, for this combo right here, I think I can kill. So if I can kill, then my goal is to absolutely kill. If I'm, not a scrub and dropping combos. So hey,
Look, he's alive.
I
I'm
can
alive
kill
now.
in this situation,
Yeah.
or I could go for Okizeme. I'm going to do wall splat into my command grab, which Hisako can kill from.
And another thing, the reason I think it's good for Hisako also, that she has a hard knockdown in there, she has a thing called Wrath Meter, that little bar above her purple shadow meter. With that, it's pretty much a unique character trait that allows her to do counter hits, pretty much that aren't counter hits, so she can counter hit me even if I'm neutral standing and not hitting a button. Yeah, and she needs that actually.
So that all comboed.
Yeah, and she needs that. That's why it's important to do the hard knockdown in it, because some players tend to kind of go crazy for buttons and waste her wrath, because the more she uses her Naginata, like buttons like medium punch and heavy punch, the quicker her wrath depletes, you see? That weakens her as a character. So having that hard knockdown in there allows me to stay on the ground permanently and until the game allows me to get up, and this allows her to revive her wrath meter in time for another Okizeme situation, which is basically Okizeme stands for pretty much option selects on wake up, pressure on wake up, and the funny ironic thing about this is Hisako is pretty much the best character in my opinion with that in this game because of her wrath. And in this matchup, it's particularly difficult.
So Hisako, yeah, this is definitely a tough fight for TJ. So just, I know that one of the new people who reached out to me on Twitter said that he was looking at Hisako. So just a really quick rundown of a bit more of how the wrath meter works.
Go ahead.
And this is for the people who fight against Hisako and hate Hisako as well, because you need to understand the wrath just as well as she does. So the basic thing is, like Devil said, if you can step away actually. I don't even need you to get hit. As you use your medium and your heavy buttons, if you're using the Naginata, you expend wrath. But it will come back. One of the mistakes that a lot of newer Hisako players do though is that wrath only comes back if you're grounded and not dashing. So you see people do things like this where they'll spend their wrath and then they want to go in for a jump in. That's okay, but it means that you don't have wrath. And the reason why you want to have wrath in all situations is not just for the counter hit, it's because Hisako is a counter character. But if she has more than 50% wrath, if you can still see the swords at the bottom of her thing, then she can cancel her normals or her specials into a counter. And that's super important because it... Absolutely. So
let me get some meter real quick. I'm gonna do
meter, so block.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and sorry, that's a habit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get knocked down, and I'm gonna use my reversal. Now keep in mind, a reversal is a move that's invincible to any button. So if he were to hit a button on my wake up with any other character, and I did the reversal, the shadow uppercut, I would win that trade and be in advantage and be on the offense, and he'd be on the defensive situation. But Hisako's unique. With that wrath meter, we'll show him.
Because I play Hisako, I get to do this. Or...
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, wait.
Let's start over.
I was trying to wrath cancel, so
right,
build some meter.
Oopsie.
I'm going to possess you on your wake up.
All right. All right, so go ahead.
All right.
Did you see that?
I saw him
Do a move that I thought I could hit him with, which normally I would be able to. But since he had Wrath Meter on the freeze frame of my Shadow Uppercut, he was able to withstand the attack by pressing LB and parrying, or whatever L button it is macro all three punches, right? Is it all three punches or kicks?
Yeah, it's all three punches. And for all the new Hisako players who are out there, anytime you see the screen freeze, doesn't matter if you have Wrath or not, anytime someone ever freezes the screen with a shadow move against you, you should be mashing three punch.
Make it a habit.
Yeah, it should probably be three punch because most reversals hit mid. But you should always be doing it because you want to build in the muscle memory, build in the thought process that says the screen has been frozen, I want to counter.
Actually, let's do a whiff punish one. Let's do Rekka.
I'm gonna do flying knee, okay? Oh shit, that's too close.
Yeah, that goes fine.
See that?
I was about to punish him,
But he canceled it. He canceled the Rekka into a parry, and I actually got hit for my trouble, even though it was technically my turn to punish him. So that's the strength of Hisako in her Wrath. Actually, show him some unique Wrath combos. It might be cool. Well, let's get you Instinct. How about that?
Kind of hard to do actually without instinct.
Yeah, let's get you Instinct. Oh, well, never mind.
But the thing about Hisako's instinct,
Is that it allows her to have infinite Wrath until the depletion of the Instinct bar. It actually refills it from 0 to full too. So, say you're in a situation where you have 0 Wrath and someone's about to meteor wake up. Well, not anymore. Instinct just pretty much gave it back. Actually, let's show him that.
And that does a ton of damage.
Yeah. So waste your Wrath real quick, and let me kill you real quick because it's not gonna work. Actually, yeah, waste your Wrath. Waste your Wrath.
No,
waste your
it'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm gonna throw you, okay? I'm gonna do a meaty button. Now watch. Oh shit! It's back. See?
So one of the things that you see Hisako's do a lot is once you have full Wrath, you can do stuff like that, where you go for combos that otherwise would not exist.
Hard to do.
So for anyone who plays Hisako, that looks cool, but feel free to kill me now. But, so you saw that I just spent my whole meter, did a kind of swaggy combo. I actually had a lot of heavies, and I think it did like 50% damage or something like that. So I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. So give me Instinct one more time.
All right. Let me do that.
And this is going to go back into the conversation that we were just having about the point of the game is to kill the other guy. Looking nice while doing it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, I agree
last
100%.
combo that I did, I'm gonna kill you actually because I want them to see this damage difference.
so keep in mind, he did a
So
bunch
last
of
time,
Crazy difficult, swaggy, jumping, stun hits, and cool looking shit, and I only got 50%.
after all of that, and he wasted his
Alright.
whole instinct bar.
Oh yeah, that's the Storm special.
all right. So I just spent my entire Instinct bar again, and all told, that was probably 95% of TJ's life.
Oh,
Now that had
sense.
opportunities for TJ to get out of the situation, so it is a little bit more dangerous. But again, we're talking about risk versus reward. We're talking about capitalization and optimization. You want to get the really cool looking combo that was very breakable actually, and get 50% damage, or do you want to go for several unreactable mix-ups with that same bar that take 95% of TJ's health bar?
Keep in mind also, during that whole reset scenario, even if I expected a reset and went for a shadow reversal, he had infinite Wrath and on the freeze frame could have parried my reversal. So it wouldn't have mattered. It was pretty much a guaranteed mix-up.
And I knew it. I couldn't do anything about it.
And I'll
Yeah,
let's show off some
I think
TJ
that
stuff.
about covers. Okay.
Because people haven't seen, like, well, I guess they have. Nah, yeah. I mean, it's the same. It's the same difference. Essentially, like, a lot of TJs, let me show you what the wrong way to use Instinct. For one, let me get this off my chest. And this is something that Intel will definitely agree with me on. TJ's last breath is trash. Do not save your Instinct bar for TJ's last breath. It is too easy to have it set up for. I only get a third or maybe a fifth of my Instinct bar. It's just not worth it. TJ's Instinct is so much better being used in its pop state instead of his revive state.
So I'm gonna actually try and defend myself against Devil's TJ. He's
gonna try.
and we'll see how this goes.
All right, I'm gonna do a power line and block it. Okay.
Okay. Goodness gracious.
He was trying. Keep in mind, he did not want to get hit. That was all mix-ups because of TJ's instinct. Did you see that? Oh, look at the screen's glitch. It's all black and white. That's so sick. On my side. But keep in mind that was all
mix-ups instead of a revive. He lost. Look how much health he lost. He blocked the power line. Remember that. I did not hit him with that power line. All of this was resets because of TJ's speed input. And he was.
And now
And think
let's
about it.
show
He's a good
last
player.
breath.
Yeah. Show them that, and show
Yeah,
them
so
why
that
it's
was, that
bad.
was me. That was Storm 179 actually trying to play defense. Not so much succeeding because last breath, or because TJ's instinct is really, really strong. So different characters, not every character gets this type of stuff on TJ's instinct,
Most do,
but
though.
I think enough characters do
Yeah.
that it's just not a good option. Okay, I've killed Devil now. And then I messed up the setup. Normally what would have happened if I wasn't bad at Killer Instinct is when he came out of that last breath, I was going to hit him with an instant overhead. And if he blocked the instant overhead, I was going to hit him with an unreactable tick command grab. So you can use your instinct to get, that disgusting
Scary.
sequence that I couldn't defend against even when I was trying, or you can rely on someone screwing up their triple layered meaty setup, because I also had instinct at that time, where it's just a question of risk versus reward. Do you want 7.5 seconds of instinct where for the first 3 seconds you're holding someone's meaty setup, or do you want to pop that a little bit early off of a trimmer or a power line, something kind of crazy, maybe even your shadow reversal,
Exactly.
and then have the full 15 seconds to go absolutely nuts on your opponent?
Yep. I'd rather have a little more health, or actually, I'd rather have a little less health than revive, but full instinct. Because if you get hit once in revive anyway, it's what, opener into ultra anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
I don't know. I think that probably covers most of it. If there's any questions in the chat, just let us know. But
Yeah, ask away.
if not, then we can probably play a few games.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the combo breakers yet, actually.
Oh, never mind then. Okay. Well,
probably
we could do that while playing.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's go ahead and end this match. We're gonna try playing a little bit. It's kind of a little bit not laggy, but there will be a little few spikes here and there. He is in. Wait, aren't you in Singapore?
Yeah, I'm in Singapore, so I'm about 12,000 miles away from Devil right now.
Yeah, and the game has to compensate for that. And think about this: how good KI's netcode is. That the fact that I'm streaming right now and playing, and he's talking to me in a chat while in Singapore, and we're still able to play and connect to each other. All right, let's go. Oh my God. Keep in mind,
right, so the
Storm
very-
is a nightmare in my dreams. So if I get spooked and I say, "Oh
All
my
right,
God," a lot,
so-
it's because I'm scared.
So the very basics of Killer Instinct's breaker system is that when someone is doing a combo, if I'm doing heavies, then you break with heavy punch, heavy kick. Mediums, then you break with medium punch, medium kick. Oh boy. No!
Oh, nice. That was sick. He went for the light. He went
And
for very
again,
hard reaction.
he lost out.
Yeah.
So I went for something that was very damaging. But basically, the balance that you're always playing in Killer Instinct is, does Devil want damage right now, or does he want something that's Does he want something that's reactable, or does he just want the hit? If he just wants the hit, if I just want the hit, then I use lights. I use things that are unreactable or harder to react to. If I want setup, then I go for something a little bit different.
Exactly. I saw Storm ran out of wrath there, so I went ahead and did a shadow reversal on him. Oh,
And again, we see that Devil locked out. So the goal,
I broke the heavy there. I saw
Absolutely
how hard it
heavy
was,
for it.
or easy it was to react to. Really easy to react to, so I knew it was a heavy. Oh, so hard to break. I opted to use the instinct pop instead of the last breath because I really truly feel
That it's better to use. Wait, what was this?
Let's talk about button inputs. What do you mean by that, Zodiac? Yeah, I'm gonna post this on YouTube, guys. Don't worry. If you gotta go and you don't want to leave, just go ahead and go. It's gonna be on YouTube tonight. No problem. What do you mean button inputs, Binary Zodiac?
yeah, I'm not sure what you mean either.
Can you explain something about combo input? Can you detail a little more?
Wait.
Do you mean negative edge? I explained something about negative edge. But I need you to elaborate a little more. Let's play another one real quick while he figures it out.
All right.
I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't understand. I want to. I want to
Oh
understand.
dear.
That was optimal range.
I tried. Devil was completely right. I 100% tried to break that. I'm playing on a laggy TV right now, so I didn't get the input in time.
Yeah, he's playing on an actual television, guys. What a scrub. Ow.
Oh no, I definitely tried to counter that. But good on Devil.
He did
was
20
watching
frames
my
ago.
rap.
You know what I mean? Oh shit. Oh, it actually worked out.
Oh,
I'll take it.
I'm dead. Oh dear.
Oh, I knew he wanted the heavy.
so this
It was
is-
slow.
So this is one of Killer Instinct's other ways to deal with people who are breaking. If you know that they're going to break, then you can do something called a counter breaker. And you can actually look that up kind of in a lot of different places. So won't go into too much depth here.
Essentially, a counter breaker, just to keep it like basic, is a countermeasure to someone breaking. Just keep that in mind. You press both mediums while you're comboing, and you feel like someone's gonna break, then you do a counter breaker, and it'll stop them from breaking, or scare them to break next time. Oh my God. Oh, reset. I'll take that. Oh, the armor. Oh, that was weird. That was so weird looking. Whoa, that was tricky.
No! That's too far away.
Oh, so perfect. Okay, negative edge?
This is kind of segueing more into a more advanced thing. So if you're a higher level player, or you're trying to be a higher level player, again, Killer Instinct is always a two-player game no matter what's going on. And I believe personally that if you want to be most effective, the thing that you need to understand the most is what are my opponent's options right now and what is he most likely to do. EJ, you know that his instinct makes him insanely fast. It means that he's plus on everything. What do people do when they're plus? They want to press their advantage. They want to push buttons. So that whole time I was blocking, I was actually just mashing counter because TJ doesn't tend to hit you low very often. So it's just a matter of, again, think about what are my opponent's tools, what is he likely to hit me with, and base your offense on that. Don't just go for something just because, oh, it works. Think about things in terms of the context of, you know, what tools the opponent has.
Exactly. So basically, it doesn't seem like a... It seems kind of complicated to talk about because it is. But when you start playing the game more, you start having this game within a game type thing. It's like a little mini game that you and your opponent are both playing. It's like a... Have you ever seen a movie, Jet Li, where he's fighting the guy in his mind without fighting him in real life, and he's actually like killing him in his mind? It's like a... It's kind of like a mind game. It's a really deep mind game. And sometimes me, Storm, or whoever I'm playing, like Frank or Base, will both be quiet, and then randomly something will happen in the game, and we'll both laugh because we both knew exactly what the other one was thinking without saying it. The words were there.
Oh, I definitely tried to counter that.
Ooh. Taking this.
That was sick. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, you broke it, you son of a bitch. Oh, I thought you were going to go for it because... Oh, you were smart. You ran out of wrath.
So again, guys, pay attention to... I can't reset on this TV. So again, pay attention to what resources your opponent has. Devil's a good player, so I know that he's watching my wrath, and I can see his meter too. So the combination of Devil having meter and me having no wrath means that I'm very susceptible to counter breakers. So that's what I'm now basing my offense on is, okay, what am I most susceptible to getting hit by? That's probably what I should defend against.
Exactly. Uh-oh. Good one. Whew. You see, that's the catch I have to deal with. Like, that's what I gotta deal with whenever I pop revive. So pretty much, Storm teleported away from my blast and had free range for like what I think personally it was like 8 or 10 frames to do anything while I was standing up from my revive, and I had to hold that. I had to guess, and I guessed wrong.
And that's super dangerous. And I had instinct behind it, so even if he had have blocked it, he still had to hold another mix-up. So that, TJ players, is why you want to go for. You need to protect yourself.
Yeah, you need to
and
use your
protecting
last
yourself is not
revive.
last breath.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't use your revive. Use your instinct for the speed boost. Trust me,
Nice check.
you'll thank me later.
Oh dear.
Oh, I thought you wanted that.
Oh boy, I'm dead.
That was sick.
And again, guys, if you're not sure it's gonna kill, spend your meter. That was 2 bars. That was 100% worth it.
Always worth to kill the life
That's
bar.
not good. Oh, that was me trying to pop instinct. That was the jab. Dang it.
I had time to recover because my instinct speed. It's a little difficult to play if the little stutter, but we're making it work.
Yeah, definitely. Again, guys, that was one sequence. He had full life. Don't be swaggy. Don't be fancy. Be efficient.
So now I'm forced into a situation where I have last breath, which is still fine in a sense because I have another chance. So I didn't mind going for the break there. I just wish I didn't have to.
I messed up the media again. It's actually really hard to time.
Oh, negative edge. Speaking of negative edge. Oh, that was an input delay. Oh. So what just happened there was the negative edge. I'll explain it to Zodiac since he asked. It's basically a stored input. So here's an example of it. TJ doing jump heavy punch into backhand, into heavy autos. Sometimes right after the backhand, if I go to heavy autos, the game will register the back forward input of the back fist and add it to the heavy auto double, making me do basically
an ender instead of what I'm actually trying to do, which is continue the combo of heavy auto doubles. So the way to remedy that is by doing the same. Let's just do the same combo again. Jump heavy punch, spinning back fist, which is back forward light, and I know the negative edge is coming. So while I do the back forward light, I hold the light button down, and it eats the negative edge away, and I'm able to do the heavy auto doubles. Then I release the light and continue the combo as planned. So basically what you want to do to stop negative edge from happening is the button of the move that you're inputting, be it back forward, quarter circle forward, whatever. Just hold that button down. So if it's light, back forward light, do back forward light, hold light, do heavy auto doubles with your R finger or whatever, RB button, whatever you're using, a stick or whatever, and then release it during the heavy auto double because it's already committed to the heavy auto double. It won't be an ender. I know it's hard to understand, but just try thinking of it as just hold the light button down. You know, that's all you gotta do. Hold it down and release.
Yeah, basically just hold your press slightly longer, and normally the negative edge won't be a considerable factor.
Yeah, that's all it is. Now, as far as idle, I don't use idle.
Yeah. Talking about context for enders, because we were talking about when you should use different enders. So your wall spot ender is generally a good reset ender if the character doesn't have oh dear, if they don't have a DP. TJ doesn't have a DP, so I wall splatted him, tried to reset it, messed it up because I'm bad at video games. But that's kind of the idea behind what decides, you know, what ender you use at a different time. Look at your opponent's tool set and base what you want to do on that. I'm just about dead. I'm super dead. Don't get locked out against CJ, folks. He hurts.
Yeah, he's, I think, the third most damaging character in the game.
That's right.
First being Mira, second being Tusk. I don't even think he does more damage than Thunder, like straight up, you know what I mean? Essentially. snap. That was hard to tell because it looked like a medium. Some of Osaka moves. Oh, I wanted that heavy. I knew it was going to linger on after the lockout timing. So I wanted the heavy. He knew I wanted it, so he went for the counter breaker. What's up, Tortuga?
That's bad. Oh gosh, I forgot he could do that.
Yeah, and Instinct he's plus, so I'm able to do moves that are, or combos that I'm not normally able to do. I was so plus up to that
Again,
power line.
TJ and Instinct, really scary.
Yeah, I did a +6 power line essentially, but even more plus because I canceled it on the tip of the punch, so it wasn't deep. So I did a plus essentially whatever number it is, plus let's just say +6 into a 4-frame backspin. But I delayed the backspin a little bit, so it would be like maybe a 1 or 2 frame gap between the backspin and the power line plus frames. So he probably was holding up or pressing a button and only had 2 frames to react to. Impossible. That's what's so good about TJ's Instinct.
He's a frame trap monster.
Yep. The frame trap demon. Oh, shit.
Whoa, you teleported in front.
That's the new tech, bro. That's the new meta. You didn't see the season 4 changes? Let me stop saying that.
I think I might have missed that one.
Missed the memo? Scared.
This is a bad situation.
I'm scared.
I have full
What do I
wrath
do?
And whatever I want to do, basically.
I'm dead. You didn't use damage and be smart. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh.
Again,
So
max
fast.
damage. He has full instinct, so I want him to get as little of that instinct as possible. Oh dear.
Good break, good break. Oh! I rolled into that like a dumbass. No wraths to cancel, so I went to punish. Oh! He broke all of
So I've been
mine.
breaking that a lot.
Yeah. Kind of mad I didn't get that continuation. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm mad I didn't get that confirmed. Oh wow! So smart.
Oh. Am I dead? Yes, I am.
Yep.
Shadow cash out, people.
So that was the other aspect that you didn't mention with Hisako's instinct is it also makes normally she has to guess between high and low. When she's in instinct, her parry doesn't matter which one you do, it will catch any button that strikes it. So in that situation, Devil was actually playing very smart and he went for a low and I actually parried high, but because I was still in instinct, I still got that confirmed. So
one
you
thing
see
too-
Devil going for so many like command grabs. That's part of the reason why. Because he
Exactly.
knows that, hey, it's really dangerous to push a button against this character in instinct.
Yep. Also, one thing that he did was even though he had technically a level 2 ender, he did a cash out, and that essentially brings damage up to level 3. So basically, what a cash out does is a shadow move as a shadow ender. Every character has it, right? And what it does essentially, without going into too much detail, is it basically makes a level 1 move, a level 2. It turns a level 1 ender to level 2 to level 3, and so on and so forth. So essentially, a ghetto level 5 ender will be a thing. If I have a level 4 ender and it's a meter, I do it. I'll have like basically like a, I don't know, a made up level 5 ender. It'll do a lot more damage. It's pretty good.
Oh no! Such a savage.
Scared. He has
Round
the
off
instinct.
the freaking trimmer.
You gotta, I know scare, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Okay, I'm kidding, I'm scared. Oh my god, low profile my fist. This is what I gotta deal with, guys. Ow, 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 ow. This is what happened to Combo Breaker. Ugh, the memories are coming back to me. I went for the cash out. Wasted 2 bars, but yes, I got him.
I really
Yeah.
thought you were gonna sit still for that reset. I believe.
Dude, I had nothing to lose. I had to go for something, right? Oh! I was thinking the same thing. We were both thinking Arby's. Oh, shit. Awesome.
That is
Opener
why Last
into
Breath is bad.
Ultra. Yeah, exactly why Last Breath is bad.
Yeah, and that's something that we didn't really talk about, but again, it's in line with that conversation about what are the small optimizations that I can make. A lot of people, you know, I don't know about you, Dylan, but I feel like a lot of people always ask me, what tech do I need to know? And I
Yeah,
feel like
I hate
tech
that a lot.
is
It's
not
cute.
really that important. It's nice to have, but the things that will win you games, that will let you progress in tournaments, it's the simple stuff. It's the really basic stuff about, hey, he locked out, let me do max damage, or he just whipped a DP, let me do max damage. Those are the things that really win games. Oh my goodness.
Oh. Oh, I
Leave
thought
me
it was me
alone, I want an adult.
I want an adult. I got one right here for you.
Nice.
This is tough. I like it.
Ooh, that's not good. So Devil, because he's a good player, is going to blow out my instinct. Whoa, I definitely tried to command grab you. That makes me so sad.
I bet you did. I'm not even kidding.
Summer's actually really good in this matchup.
It is.
So,
It goes over her
3
lows.
times in that fight, actually, I read correctly on he's going to hit me with some form of overhand. But Summer keeps you in the air for a very long time, so you tend to have to delay when you want to counter. So
Frank said the same thing,
Devil,
actually, you know that?
knowing that. Oh, is it?
Yeah, he said Frank said the exact same thing. He said the thing about Trimmer in this matchup, it's scary because you want to parry on reaction because he's going up in the air and that's when you want to parry, but you actually have to respect it and wait until the initial hit's coming down. He said the exact same
Yeah.
thing.
And it's one of the conversations that you had in one of your other streams. I don't remember who the guest was, but it's an option. It doesn't have to work all the time, but understand what the properties of your moves are.
That was Frank, yeah.
And use that to your advantage.
Like flying Neon Wake Up, why would anyone do that? It's not invincible. Well, like I said before, and I'll say it again, it covers lows, throws, backdashes, command throws, the works. It goes over all that. May not be invincible on Wake Up. See, he delayed it. That's perfect. It may not be invincible on Wake Up, but it works. It covers options. Don't let anyone tell you that your decision's not like the right one when you're doing something like that, or that you're a nut because you did something that was not to their liking.
Yeah, no matter what character you play, your character has options, and it's your job as a player to force people to respect those options. That would have been a good time to shadow counter. I don't think so.
What's her throw? Command throw. What's her fastest command throw?
Hits on frame 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's -2. So yeah, it wasn't fun. Roller coaster is -2.
Gotcha. Getting bodied right now. Wow, I couldn't get instinct. I was definitely mashing it.
I know, I heard you, but I bet you money it wasn't the 20 frame delay because of your monitor or your television. You need to get a monitor. I know you have a PC though. Yeah, so never mind.
Normally I would have moved my monitor in to hook up to the X1, but I cannot find a spare power cord, and I don't feel like going under. I've got, zip ties and stuff around my PC setup.
That's
yeah,
it.
But I didn't feel like taking.
You don't want to ruin the setup. Yeah. So yeah, keep in mind, guys. Storm's actually taking a pretty big sacrifice here, and I'm grateful for him to.
He pretty much went out of his way to make it to where he had to update his Xbox, and update Killer Instinct, and play on a monitor. A television, because he just wanted to be on the show and support the training. Help the newcomers and stuff like that. He normally would play on his PC, which is optimal, but for some apparent reason, his PC doesn't allow any kind of headphone communication.
And so he decided
Yeah,
to go
so if
ahead
I
and
want to
pick
talk,
the.
then gotta play on X1.
Yeah, so he went ahead and took the 3 bullets. He downloaded 2 updates and is using an unoptimal display monitor for the game. And actually, this is outside of the game. This is actually very important. When you're playing a fighting game, it's best to play on a monitor with very, very low delay. Big screen TVs, some of them are decent. Like smart TVs, actually, are pretty good. So I think the most or the least you'll ever get on a very, very good and expensive smart TV would be like 8 frames of delay, which is not that much. But keep in mind that most other televisions are 20 and up on the delay. And having a monitor or playing on a PC with like super low delay is what? Maybe like the most 2 and the least 1. And that adds up. In a fighting game, when you gotta count frames and you play at a high level, I recommend getting a monitor, like an Asus monitor or a BenQ if you're into that. I rather have an Asus, honestly. What do you recommend? Do you recommend a specific
Asus
monitor?
are very affordable, I think.
Yeah, they're
I like
affordable.
Asus. You can get a very good Asus monitor for pretty cheap. That was such a weird interaction.
I got mine for $50, and it's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was about. You shouldn't pay if you're trying to get a monitor. You shouldn't pay more than $100 for it because you can find a monitor that's low input lag for
Yeah, like
at
99
the
bucks.
very, very most $100. Yeah.
Yeah.
And displaylag.com, I believe, is a great website for checking that. You can check by model number.
And my monitor,
talking
actually, you know what's
about,
funny about that? I got this monitor from Rick, from the Combo Breaker host. He sold it to
Oh,
me
really?
for $50. Yeah, at my first Combo Breaker 2016. He said, hey, I'm
Nice.
selling monitors. You want one? I'm like, yeah. $50. I'm like, deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah, I was using a fucking...
Man, I am really getting that that heavy Unreal Zone linker a bunch.
That's that negative edge, fam. It's because of the delay.
Yeah, basically all my timing for stuff is just a little bit off, so I'm pressing things at weird timings. It's all good though.
The game's registering the inputs. Stored input, they call it. Nice one.
Don't give me too much credit. I was trying to. Oh, I forgot you were in Instinct. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's
Definitely
hella-
not my turn.
Yeah, super fast punish. Oh! Ow! Smart. Oh, Rick gave me was good advice. Yeah. Well, he gave you
Oh
something.
goodness.
Oops, drop my manual.
Oh, that's bad.
I have a feeling you didn't guess wrong. I have a feeling the delay kind of screwed you up on that one. I want it.
You got it.
Scared.
Oh no. Very nice confirm at the end there.
You know what's funny about that? It's outside of the game, but do you know how I do tremors? You're gonna laugh. The way I do a tremor is not down up on a D-pad. It's down on the D-pad, up on the joystick. I don't
That
know
is
why.
different.
I always do my down up inputs that way. Like if all my combos down, then up on a joystick. That's how I do my fighting. I don't know why. I just like it. I tend to not mess up and jump the wrong way when I do it that way. Because sometimes when I do down ups on D-pad alone or joystick alone, I jump or do like a diagonal input. I have big thumbs, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
doing down then up on a joystick is really comfortable. This just sucks. This actually sucks. Oh, that was plus, and you went to a guaranteed throw. Smart. Now my instinct's gone. Oh, I just thought you were gonna do an air reuse on. I like it.
Nah, not when you've got meter.
For anything else, no, I don't. Well, let me rephrase it. Yes, yes. For TJ, no. For Jago or anybody for DP or Fireball, I use joystick for that.
But for like movement
Interesting.
and wind kicks, no, not so much. But like for some reason, when I want to do a fireball like back to back to back to back, like like zoning, or if I want to do a DP, I use joystick. But other than that, I use D-pad for everything else.
For any of the Hisako players out there, one of the things that I want you to notice is when I'm low on wrath, I tend to back off. That's something that a lot of Hisako players don't do, but they really, really should.
I'm
You
fucked.
don't want to have to hold really, really disgusting kinds of mix-ups.
Right.
I thought you might.
I thought you might, thought I might, so I
pushed the
went
button
ahead and
there.
did it. Oh, I thought you were going to be there for sure. Good one. What do you say we do one more game and maybe answer a few questions?
That works. Good job.
This time, the next game we play, we're not going to talk to anybody. We're going to fight.
All
Oh,
right.
fuck. Oh, you messed up. Did you hit a button first? That's what ate your
I
wrath.
hit on light. You can't
Yeah.
wrath cancel light.
Oh, okay, okay. You know what's funny? I didn't know that.
Good job getting out of that mix-up.
I didn't know that. Thank you for teaching me something. I did not know you could not wrath cancel lights. Oh shit! I didn't see that
We're
coming.
gonna blame that on the online. He would have.
No, I would have got caught anyway. I'm very bad at reacting to that. I don't know what it is. All right, so this is gonna be a real match, guys. So yeah, keep it down, or Rainbow Heavy's gonna be on the rooftops shooting people.
I'm just kidding. You can't really hear you anyway, but you know what I mean.
But he is my sniper, though. All right, anyway. This is tough. Lag. Ah, I held up. Smart. Oh, wait. The jab doesn't work on that?
Nah, that's tight always.
Oh, okay. I'll
Even
keep it in
against
mind.
TJ. Oh dear.
Oh, I tried backdashing.
No. Good stuff.
I went for end jump and he still caught my. He knew I was gonna go for the command grab. Oh shit. Oh, I went for the pop instinct. Why didn't it come out?
Oh, you got hit with that.
Oh, that was weird. When you went for the overhead, I was like, oh shit, instinct pop. I guess it was just a delay.
Oh, you didn't get it.
No.
Yeah,
That's
online
okay.
is online.
Yeah, especially when you're what 12,000 miles, 1,200 miles. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Far away.
Yeah, but this is pretty much this is what we were just trying to help out the newcomers. You know, the basics of KI. You know, the meta, the KV, White Life, Enders, decision making on Enders, breakers, and all that. So yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Actually, I want to see. I'm trying to think if there's another ender that's specific that I can show them to a character. I don't think there is.
Cinder's burnout is a character specific.
Do you want to show them that? Do you know how to do it? Because I don't.
I have no idea.
No, just forget about it.
I
We'll
don't
get a
think
center
it's.
player.
Yeah, I don't think it's super necessary. If
Yeah.
you're interested in Sender, then as always, look up ki.info.net.
Actually,
it'll
let's
give
look it
you
real quick.
basic rundown on anything you wanna know. There's KI has very varied characters, so it's never a bad idea to when you're trying out a new one, or even if you're, just want to learn about the game, give that guide a look and just take a, take a gander at some of the crazy options that are available in Killer Instinct, because that's one of the reasons why I love this game. The core systems are universal, which gave the developers a lot of freedom to make characters who have some absolutely ridiculous tools.
Can I ask you a question if you don't mind?
PJ Combo can't exist without that kind of stuff. Sato can't either. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Actually, I usually ask this in the very beginning, but you mind if I ask you, how do you feel about the state of KI and like the negativity and the whatnot towards the game? How do you feel about how the stereotypical "the game is dead" quote? How do you feel about that? If you don't mind.
So, I mean, I guess for myself, we just, you mentioned Pharaoh Yami's Combo Killers tournament right before this stream. Had 109 people watching it. Every week that he does it, I think the signups go out in seriously 10 or 15 minutes. The tournament is completely full, 32-man bracket. You go online. I'm in Singapore playing at, crazy hours of the night.
Yep.
If we're talking about, you live in the U.S. and I never have to wait more than 15 seconds to get a match. I mean, the game is what you make it. If your goal is, I want to make a living playing Killer Instinct, Killer Instinct's probably not the game that you want to be making your living on. But if your goal is to play some good games, to meet some cool people, to enjoy just some really, really sick matches and have a ton of fun, at the same time, then Killer Instinct is the game for you. Play what you love, for the reasons that you love, the way that you love, and that's all there is to it. Whatever
Don't let
else
no one
says,
tell you,
Stop playing.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't matter. If you enjoy the game, play the game. If you don't enjoy the game, then by all means, don't play it. This is your free time. Do things in your free time that you enjoy. But for myself, I thoroughly enjoy Killer Instinct. I love playing it, and
too.
I can tell you from my experience, there's more than enough people out there who feel the same way, that you can always get really good matches.
I never shared
To me,
this with
that's the
anyone
most
either, dude.
important thing.
Maybe you know this because you and I traveled to tournaments together, but KI brought me into a good state of my life, actually, this game. That's why I guess I hold it to such high regard. Killer Instinct was my first ever, honest to God, travel out of state fighting game tournament. Yeah, I've been to a couple casuals and locals in Florida for, mini fighting game tournaments like Soul Calibur 2, 3, whatever. But in terms of actually traveling to compete, to spend money, to essentially maybe lose money, this is the first game that I've ever done that with. I've met some of my best friends, great friends like Storm here, Frank, Bass, Nikki, Sleep, even players I gave them a hard time. Zero Syndicate, Hi, I'm Keith, great friends of mine. You know what I mean? If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry, but you know who you are. Rainbow Heavy, I met all these great people from Killer Instinct, and we formed a bond from this game. And I've also met the woman of my dreams from Killer Instinct. I met her at Evo, and we've been seeing each other at tournaments every month. Every time we go to a tournament, it's just this. I owe this game a lot in my life. Honestly, I do. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, because I've competed in this game. Yeah, I've never won a major. I know, I haven't. But I went to tournaments. I did want to win, but at the same time, it was more I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to put it in a percentage, right? Because if I were to put it in a percentage, it'd be 10% to win, 90% to meet my friends and have a good time. But really, when you play the game, it turns into a 100% win. You know what I mean? But honestly, just the scene, the people, when you travel, it's so great to see everyone again, reunite, have that reunion. You know what I mean? It's just an amazing game.
Absolutely.
And then the first time I ever truly, well, not the first time, one of the most key pivotal times I got to commentate at a really high stakes major was with Storm at NEC, 16? 17? I forget. I think it was 16.
I think it was 17.
17.
All right, I trust you more than me.
Hey man, whatever. Who cares? It was the one of Frank got when Frank got third place. I think that was 17 or 16.
Yeah.
It was 16. No,
That
it was
tournament
definitely
was sick.
16.
That tournament was sick.
Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
dude. Yeah, it was definitely. And then me and Storm got to commentate together. We had a blast. We formed a friendship through that. And then it was so fun that when we were commentating,
we didn't even realize how long we were been doing it, and then we got up and they say, "Okay, guys, stream's over. Thanks for helping us out." We both looked at each other like little girls and we're like, "Yee!" Like jumping up and down, like, "Whoa, that was sick!" Remember that? That was so sick. And it was just like the most surreal thing I've ever seen. It was so amazing. And pretty much what I'm trying to say is, guys, if you want to go to tournaments for this game, go to them. You know. So if the prize
And
pot's not big.
And that's the thing, though, right? Is on that note, here in Singapore, there's a couple of guys, probably 6 or 7 guys who play KI really regularly. We just had a tournament about a month ago now where we had 15 or 16 people play. Like, the game doesn't have to be, absolutely huge. People like the game. If you want to play it, then when you go to a major, even if you're playing something else, get on Facebook and ask if anyone is going there and if they want to bring a KI setup. You'd be surprised the answers that you get. I went to EVO Japan this year, and 20 people from the Japanese KI scene came out, and I couldn't tell you what happened in any game for that first day of the tournament because we were all just sitting in the bring your own console area, just mashing out on Killer Instinct.
Yep.
Like, that's what it's about. The amount of money, the stream views, that kind of stuff, it's nice to have, but at the end of the day, it's about playing a game you like with people you love.
That's right.
I feel like that's the mentality that you want to bring into it, and that will tend to make you a lot happier than arguing with people in Twitch chat.
Yeah, one thing I want to stress also that you mentioned that is whenever someone in this Twitch chat's trying to bait you, a lot of people get baited. So like, I'll see someone say, "Isn't this game dead?" And then someone will react, "No, it's not," and they'll get like super frustrated with them, and then the guy who said it won't even respond, and they're just arguing with them to themselves essentially, and it makes us look bad. So like, my advice to everyone would be, if you feel like the game's not dead and you want to prove it by making content, joining stream chats, doing maybe your own stream, helping out tournaments, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Just do stuff. Don't show that it's not dead by saying it's not dead. Show it by doing actions, not words. You know what I mean? Because there will be haters and trolls, but let's just not feed them. You know what I mean? And
It's just the way it is. That's how I see it. But anyway,
we're getting kind of into it too deep. But I want to thank Storm for coming out to the
KI Combo Gym episode 4.
If you guys haven't seen it or just caught the ass end of it, as I say, don't worry. I will be uploading this on YouTube in a few. You can watch all the episodes on YouTube actually. And if you want to follow Storm, where can they follow you, Storm? If you don't mind posting a link, or maybe someone who can, isn't it KI_Storm?
Yeah, KI_Storm179.
Storm.
And I'll just say my name. It's the same as my name on Twitch. So
that's it.
there you go.
Just
So
copy and
thank you,
paste that
Devil,
into
for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming. Thanks to everybody in the chat for watching and asking questions and enjoying the stream. I'll see you guys later.
Peace, everybody.